Jack Ryan vs. Jack Reacher. Who wins? Even if a casual reader might have a hard time differentiating them, Jack Reacher and Jack Ryan couldn't be more different as characters. Reacher is an ex-military police officer who has grown cynical through his experience and begins working outside official institutions to maintain justice. Ryan is more of an analyst than an action hero and works within the government itself to find peaceful solutions to potentially volatile situations. Although Reacher is the more action-weary veteran and Ryan is less of a field agent, they've both had their fair share of close encounters with death throughout their multiple adventures in novels, films, and television adaptations. With the popular Reacher series starring Alan Ritchson giving us yet another imagining of one of the iconic characters, let's settle once and for all. Who would win in a fight between Jack Reacher and Jack Ryan? Streaming service Prime Video. Jack Ryan and Jack Reacher aren't superheroes. There's a reason audiences keep coming back to these characters time and time again. While they both possess extraordinary skills, neither Reacher nor Ryan is a superhero. Their strength and faith in others aren't derived from any superhuman abilities, and they're often more relatable than other action heroes who don't deal with the same existential issues. Both characters were created by former servicemen who used their novels to tackle recent political issues. Lee Child was a former military police officer who used the first Reacher novel, Killing Floor, to address the aftermath of the Gulf War, and Tom Clancy was briefly in the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps before exploring the aftermath of the Cold War in the Jack Ryan novel, The Hunt for Red October. Both franchises have expanded far beyond their original creator's vision to incorporate spin-offs and adaptations. In 2022, Prime Video's new take on Reacher proved to be more successful than the film starring Tom Cruise. Its success and quick renewal sparked comparisons to another hit show from the network, Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Although Ryan's story has been the subject of many film adaptations, the John Krasinski-led series offered a fresh take on the character that reintroduced him into the modern era. Following Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan conclusion in 2023, it's interesting to look at how these two literary icons have fared against each other over the years. Jack Ryan was introduced in Tom Clancy's The Hunt for Red October. Clancy's 1984 novel The Hunt for Red October was an instant critical hit and topped the New York Times bestsellers list. While it seemed like there was finally an American hero who could rival James Bond, Ryan is more of a low-level idealist than a slick charmer. The novel was noted for its conservative themes and how its balanced political perspective promoted the American dream without idealizing the military-industrial complex. It inspired 20 additional novels by Clancy, Mark Greaney, Mike Maiden, and Mark Cameron, and has also inspired spin-offs focusing on the characters John Clark and Jack Ryan Jr. Both Reacher and Ryan are independent and intelligent by comparison. Reacher is a much more recent phenomenon. While Killing Floor was acclaimed for its detailed analysis of PTSD and military ethics, Child's series only grew in popularity over the next few decades. Child has remained the exclusive author behind the ongoing series, with the 29th installment, In Too Deep, set for an October 2024 release. Like Clancy, Child's balance of mystery and political intrigue has been praised for tackling current issues without limiting the genre focus of the narratives. In the world of fiction, Jack Ryan and Jack Reacher are two of the most celebrated action heroes, each carving out their own niche in the landscape of thrillers and espionage. Created by Tom Clancy, Jack Ryan is a government analyst turned CIA operative who eventually rises to the highest office in the United States. On the other hand, Jack Reacher, brought to life by Lee Child, is a former military police major, a drifter who roams the country, solving problems with his wits and fists. Both men have faced near-impossible odds and prevailed, but if the two ever met in a face-off, who would win? To answer that, we need to examine their skill sets, mindsets, and the conditions that would define such a battle. Backgrounds and training. Jack Ryan's strength lies in his intelligence. He started his career as a historian and a Wall Street financial analyst before being recruited by the CIA. Ryan's deep knowledge of geopolitics, his strategic thinking, and his ability to remain calm under pressure make him a master tactician. As an operative, Ryan has been involved in high-stakes international intrigue, from foiling terrorist plots to navigating delicate political negotiations. His training is more cerebral than physical, but that doesn't mean he's unskilled in a fight. Ryan has undergone rigorous CA training and knows how to defend himself, although he relies more on his brain than his brawn. Jack Reacher, on the other hand, is a force of nature. A hulking 6'5" man with a military background, Reacher's approach to problems is often direct. As a former military police officer, he is well versed in combat tactics, investigation, and law enforcement. Unlike Ryan, Reacher operates alone and often off the grid, making him a lone wolf with an unpredictable edge. He doesn't think twice about using brute force when necessary and is a highly proficient fighter, skilled in close combat, firearms, and survival tactics. His nomadic lifestyle has given him a keen sense of adaptability, allowing him to read situations quickly and respond with lethal efficiency. Intelligence versus instinct in a head-to-head matchup. One of the starkest differences between Jack Ryan and Jack Reacher is their approach to conflict. Ryan is a strategist who looks for the most efficient and least destructive solutions. His first instinct is to gather information, analyze it, and devise a plan that minimizes casualties and collateral damage. If he were to confront Reacher, Ryan would likely try to outthink him, using psychological warfare, surveillance, and other intelligence-gathering techniques to create a scenario where Reacher's physical advantages are neutralized. Reacher, on the other hand, trusts his instincts. He operates in a world of black and white, where good and evil are clearly defined, and the solution to a problem often involves swift, decisive action. In a confrontation with Ryan, Reacher wouldn't waste time with strategy. He would assess the threat and immediately take action, whether that means disabling Ryan physically or outmaneuvering him through pure cunning. Reacher's survival instincts are honed to a razor's edge, and he's used to dealing with opponents who underestimate him, something Ryan might do, considering Reacher's unorthodox methods. Physical combat. If the battle comes down to physical confrontation, Reacher holds an undeniable edge. His size, strength, and combat experience make him a formidable opponent in any hand-to-hand fight. Reacher has been described as a human wrecking ball, capable of taking down multiple adversaries without breaking a sweat. His background in the military means he's trained in various forms of combat, from martial arts to street fighting, and he knows how to exploit his size and strength to their fullest potential. Ryan, while physically fit, simply cannot match Reacher's physical prowess. If the two were to meet in a dark alley with no weapons, Reacher's brawn would almost certainly overpower Ryan. However, Ryan isn't defenseless. His training with the CIA means he has learned self-defense techniques and can handle himself in dangerous situations. But Ryan's strength lies in his ability to avoid physical confrontation. His analytical mind would likely steer him away from a direct fight, instead opting to use his environment or external forces to neutralize Reacher before it ever comes to blows. Ryan's talent for staying one step ahead of his enemies would be his best weapon in a fight against someone as physically dominant as Reacher. Weapons and tactics. When it comes to using firearms or other tactical weapons, both men are well versed, but their approaches differ significantly. Reacher, with his military background, is a marksman with a wide array of weapons experience. He's comfortable with handguns, rifles, knives, and even improvised weapons. His time as an MP taught him how to disarm opponents quickly and efficiently, and he knows how to use his environment to his